Hi everyone. So here we are in week 8 and we're halfway through. I hope you realize that you are halfway through the semester and you've been working so hard, and I've been very impressed with everything that you've been doing and accomplishing. So don't be overwhelmed with everything here on week 8. A lot of it is just information and tips on researching and all of that kind of fun stuff, because that's what we're turning towards. All right, so go back to week 7 and read our new assignment over and over again. Watch that video over and over again so you can get a real good idea of what's expected. And remember, this is an expository article, an expository research article. And so we're breaking that up into 2 parts. The first part is going to be an annotated bibliography of all of the sources that we need to gather for this article that we're going to write. And then once we're all done with that, then we will turn to the writing of the article. So right now we're focusing on researching and the annotated bibliography. But before we can get to that, we need to have our research question. So if you haven't already, go back here to research questions and watch my video and read over that information so you can get a good idea, because research questions are the most important thing when it comes to research and academic research. You think it's the thesis, but no, in order to get that thesis, you need to first ask a question, right? So in week 8, we are all about the research, coming up with that research question, practicing summarizing, because that's an important part of annotated bibliographies, and then, like I said, our research. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work together and help one another come up with some questions. And for this discussion board, all I'm asking for the initial post is for you to post your topic. But like I mentioned here, I want it to be a narrow topic. So instead of just writing music, which is so broad, it could mean so many different things, write hip hop or jazz or R&B, or maybe music therapy for mental health issues, or music therapy for Alzheimer's, or anything like that, something specific, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to read over one another's posts and ask questions, ask one another questions about that topic. Things that will just get the mind rolling on ways that we can research and examine those questions. Some of them can be even kind of silly, as long as they're appropriate for this space, because that generates interest and can be a springboard into some really productive questions. And so we're going to do that with at least 7 peers. It shouldn't take too long. So just get some good questions going. And don't make them too silly. Make them meaningful and productive. Okay? Then we are going to work on our question and submit it in a proposal research question, where you tell me what your research topic is, the research question, and a little bit of rationale why you're interested in that. I just want to know what you have in mind. And that is going to be due Thursday. By by Saturday, sorry, forgetting my days of the week, we're going to be working on summarizing. Okay, so here's some great information all about summarizing, because part of our annotated bibliography, if you go back to the handout and the explanation, for each citation, each source we find, we need to write a little summary. And it's not as easy as sometimes we think. And so this is a little page of information on writing a summary. And then we have an activity. We're going to return to Sherman Alexi's that great essay on the joy of reading and writing. And we're going to use these steps, which are a part of those sources that were in the page earlier. And we're going to use these steps and write a summary of it. Once you read over this and watch the videos and stuff, it will make a lot more sense. So do that. That is due on Saturday. But also through this whole time, we need to start our research, right? We need to start gathering sources that we are going to be using. And we are going to be gathering, 3 oh my gosh, I lost the word for a second. 3 reference sources, because first we have to tell our reader all about this topic that we've chosen. You know, what is familiar, what is known about it, you know, the history, the definitions, the background, and then we are going to be going and finding more sources that will back up, you know, an idea of something surprising about it. So we need to start gathering those sources. And so what I have here over the next few and pages are just videos and information and tutorials all about finding good credible sources, whether those sources are online. There's some great news magazines and sources like that online, but also here at Chandler Gilbert, which I think is the best place, especially we need that for the reference. So here on this page, using Gale Virtual Reference Library for the reference sources, this is your go-to. And so there's a great video made by one of the librarians, and here's some more on using resources or databases, I'm sorry. And then finally, I have here, this isn't due this week, but I want you to see it this week because it's going to be due next Thursday. And there's going to be 2 of these. One's going to be for the first few reference sources, you know, like references or encyclopedias and those online encyclopedias that offer that basic information on things. And we're going to fill this out with 3 of those sources that we find. And there'll be another one next, you know, at the end of next week for the rest of the sources. But I want to get it on paper. I want you to get it on paper so you have something almost tangible to work with. And I want to see your progress. And so that's not due this week. That's actually due, like I said, next, the following Tuesday on the 20th. But I want you to see it. I want you to be preparing for it, so you'll be all ready when it comes, okay? That's it for this week. Look over all of those sources. If anybody wants to contact me and do a little researching together, I'm always open during office hours Wednesday afternoons between 1 and 3, but I can work in any other time as well. So you just let me know. Other than that, y'all have a great week, okay? Bye-bye.